We've got Alliance once again, fourth time in a row against VP, of course for the second time that we've seen it. And very interesting drafts from both sides here, Gods. We're seeing snipers, we're seeing pudges.
It's fun. Something a bit different here to end off today. Bit greedy on the side of Alliance. You've got 3 cores that all need decent amount of farm. Void, PA, OD. I guess you can kind of fight when Void hits 6 without too much farm, but what do you have to throw in it? You've got a static storm to follow up, you've got a Pudge who I guess you can have hooks hit up from the Chronosphere, but it's not the best synergy around that Chrono. Perhaps we'll see the PA more fighting style. It is Limp who's going to be handling the PA. Interesting. They've swapped heroes, it looks like. Loader taking the OD. Not what I would have expected out of this Alliance draft. For VP, aggressive Enchantress plays are definitely possible in the hands of Lil. But speaking of aggression, they're going to smoke up level 1, look for a fight, look for a brawl with Alliance, and they may find it here around this Radiant jungle.
Alliance just off to the left at the moment.
Barely
VP
missed them with the timing of the smoke.
Yeah, VP head back this way.
Yeah, Alliance think they're safe going for this bottom rune. They haven't ran into anyone. They'll see Pasha soon with the smoke wearing off.
He's keeping himself up.
Well, Solo will walk right into him. Oh, he knows. He's like, get me out of here.
Yeah, they're not going to catch it either side.
They put 2 and 2 together. They're like, okay, they're actually in our jungle. Let's get the hell out.
Yeah, let's go for a bit of a walk on towards Solo, but spots out the backup, and indeed, well, let's kick anything off. So just
don't want to fight sniper at level 1. Yeah. Shrapnel suddenly gets placed everywhere. You're slowed down. You're not having much fun at that point.
So indeed, with the hero swap out, you know, taking the OD down to the bottom lane, putting the PA mid, is this because of the sniper? Is this a certain matchup you're trying to get as Alliance?
It is a matchup you want as PA versus sniper. It's a slightly better matchup in some ways, but Ogre's, it's VP have the better support to 2v1 this lane. Even if you rotate someone like Pudge or Disruptor mid to match the support rotation of Solo, Ogre's just naturally a better zoning hero here. PA can only really last hit with the Stifling Dagger, and it's got a cooldown you kind of have to play around. It's also not the easiest, most reliable last hits. Limp is going to get out-farmed by the sniper if things stay as they do here in the mid lane.
This bottom lane, Loader on the safe lane OD, and kind of going to take their own medicine. You know, VP there, the ones going aggressive with their jug positioning. Ramses going towards the bottom with the backup of Lil. For the time being.
I mean, VP are just straight up looking to win both bottom and mid lane with the way they've set up these lanes, and First Blood could be EGM if he's not careful here.
Yeah, Ramses has to get himself away. His hands getting Loader are hot onto the cause of the Juggernaut. Salve will come through. It's not going to save them. Alliance get first blood. In fact, with the rock, they'll fall as well. Alliance taking 2. Hansken will pay of his life, but they'll take that. A double kill essentially for the team of Alliance there to kick it off. Nicely
played. They managed to find the Jug when his Blade Fury was down. That level 1 Blade Fury has such a long cooldown. They were able to punish it. And still could theoretically force the Ogre back bottom, but I think VP are happy to just kind of try and trade evenly at that bottom lane now, even accept it just as a small loss and focus just on continuing to win this mid lane with Sniper over the PA. Just 2 CS for Limp so far against the 11 CS, 6 denies of no one.
What's up with the decision here from VP to put the Jug down on the bottom lane? Is there a reason why they don't want Ramses up top?
So let's see, I guess they were always, because of the enchant, they don't really have a zoning support against the Void. It'd be like a Void Jug kind of straight up 1v1.
Because this is a hard lane for Ramses to farm in, isn't it?
Yeah.
The OD and the Disruptor.
Absolutely is. They're looking to get back right of the favorable 1-2-1 matchup is kind of how I look at it. Or at least give him a matchup where he can trade evenly and then come online with levels and farm and then do well. Because I think if he did Jug safe lane, he wouldn't win versus the Void, and then Bat would have to go jungle or give up his lane. So it's kind of VP trying to get more out of the lane stage.
And the mid lane going in hard onto Lim. Hansken tries for a hook. He's not going to get it. One more touch, no one would have done it, but Lim able to get himself out of vision. Hansken as well, living by the skin of his teeth. EGM actually comes in with a TP, ends up giving away a free kill to the no-one sniper. So they do find a kill at the end of it all. Going for a hook here, Hansken has to walk back immediately because a couple of peeps from no one would have taken him down.
Yeah, this Sniper having a great start. The double Wraith Band build proving to be very potent with Bloodlust of all things as well. That's a lot of right-click damage from no one, as we saw, something that Alliance has slightly underestimated. This is the build I remember seeing Baby Knight do. I don't know if he was the first. It was the first I saw doing it. and just going straight into the double Wraith Band, not worrying about having the bottle for any HP or mana regen, even picks up the boots first. Don't even think we'll see no one necessarily pick up a bottle. Just allows him to dominate his lane.
And I was saying, of course, the bottom lane may be expecting Ramses to have a hard time, but with the constant presence and backup of the Enchantress, hey, he's doing all right, as we can see. And, you know, now that they've brought down the Ogre Magi as well, because no one's had such a great start mid, he's no longer needed there. This lane's going to get stronger and stronger for Ramses, and we can see him having a much easier time than expected against this safe lane OD.
Yeah, this is the idea that VP want to do well in all three lanes, because once Jug gets a few levels and Enchantress is down here, if Enchantress gets like a couple good creeps, like an ensnare into a clap or a stun of some sort, or a golem with the hell boulders, he can do quite well and set up some kills. OD has the banish, but you can still look to dive in using those creeps to help tank the tower. So and theoretically, VP could win both middle and bottom while trading evenly up top.
And here we have exactly as you talked about, a good creep on Lil, and it's a kill. You know, what's CGM going to be able to do about that? Absolutely nothing. VP just playing the lanes perfectly, a mid lane. I mean, it's an absolute nightmare for Limp. He'll jump across to Hanscan, but the man's still going down, and in fact, they may just take Hanscan as well. He's got a fair bit of HP, not a lot of armor. He will be able to kill himself. But still, this mid lane, 27 for 10 on no one, only 8 for 1 on Limp's PA.
It's a brutal duo, and something that Alliance are going to have to look to rectify. They don't have an easy solution for it. PA can't really recover and do well. They say, yeah, they're going to TP Limp bottom. Limp's out of there. He's done. They're going to do a switch up. Loda's going to become the mid player, and it wasn't really like they chose the wrong hero to go mid. Whoever went mid was going to have a terrible time against an Ogre sniper lane. That's just the nature of it. The problem is they have no supports who can help out the mid lane. Pudge at level 1 doesn't do anything against an Ogre. He's just free food. Similar story with the Disruptor. Disruptor would have been slightly better because you can just throw the Thunderstrike from afar and try and help out with a little bit of poke and harass, but you can only really do it on the Ogre, who's super tanky, and he's kind of like the bruise on the front line. So all in all, it was just a great laning set from VP.
Yeah, bottom lane, it's looking brilliant for VP. Mid lane, looking even more so. And of course, the top lane finally. Kind of a shining star here for Alliance. You know, obviously Patch is having a good time, but so's Jonas and Fan. He's getting the farm. And it could be all down to this, you know, Jonas and Fan hitting big chronos and allowing Alliance with cores that not necessarily where they need to be, but can still offer a fair bit from outside the chrono with the damage coming from the OD and such. Maybe they can, you know, pull themselves back into it through some good chronos and some good team fights.
Yeah. We'll see if that's going to be the case when Void hits level 6. It's not just Void who needs to hit level 6. It feels like the supports do as well, because they're the ones who can dish out some damage in the chrono with the higher level Hawk, that Static Storm. Void alone making rotations is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. The Stifling Daggers just aren't really a big threat inside a Chronosphere. It's almost laughable.
They're going to try and make a bit of a plan to Pasha. There's your Chrono, they drop it straight away. Alliance making sure they can secure any kill that presents itself. So they'll take down the back, but then there's the usage of the Chrono, now called out. Back towards the mid lane, Loda getting ho-ho hard. He's able to get himself up to the high ground. But again, just taking a fair beating. Hanscan thinking about going for a hook.
I don't know if he wants to hook someone in. If he does, he might just die. Doesn't have any real help available from Loda,
and these pushes from VP. You know, Lil with the army, Ramses with the healing ward. They took the tier 1 bottom, they're left with the tier 1 middle. And the question is, what can Alliance do against this kind of pressure? You know, with their lineup, with the limited amount of resources they have at this stage of the game, especially with no Chronosphere, no kind of big ults like the Static Storm yet online from EGM, it's going to be free towers for VP. There's nothing that Alliance can do to stop those kind of approaches.
Easy peasy. You know, just take the tower and just probably back off, look for their next play. For Alliance, they are looking to continue the pressure towards top. They recognize Pasha's the one hero playing alone. It seems they want to keep finding a few more kills on him, but for now it's just Disruptor and Void up there. Without the Chrono, not the easiest kill to get. And importantly, he's got raindrops now. If he had the raindrops earlier for that Chronosphere, he may have actually survived, because you block almost all of the time lock damage with that raindrop, because it is magic based. So it's a very good item to buy against Void.
And this is a kill that Alliance can't afford to mess up. They've sent 4 heroes up there, and they're not going to. They'll use a lasso, but he's surrounded by 4 of them. Taken down. Jonas and Fan, who got down in return. I mean, no one gets glimpsed back, but I mean, he's kind of okay with that. He gets a kill and back to farm in the mid lane. He says, thanks for the free trip. This is essentially a relocate.
He might have been able to get a few more kills if he stayed, but hey, he got the kill he was looking for. That was the most farmed Radiant hero in the Void. So Sniper finding a solo kill on him pulls him further into the lead. He's almost completed a Dragon Lance already. He is farmed out of his mind.
8.5 minutes into B where he is absolutely fantastic.
You got to look at this Sniper's net worth and his items and like almost bump it up because of the Bloodlust. The Bloodlust makes him even scarier. The healing ward that can help support him as well. Like he's got a team built around making his hero function and succeed. So he is going to be an absolute beast in these upcoming fights.
We're seeing it already. Just Alliance's lack of available options to kind of help keep the team alive when the Sniper starts his onslaught. Now mid lane, Loader, he's got to be careful. The wraparound's coming in. He's going to try and juke it up towards the north through the trees, but there we have the Ignite already. The vision from the Sniper. He'll ask for himself. Who's going to get the kill? Who wants it the most? No one certainly does. And he's going to get it. The shrapnel ends up tickling down Loader. And getting another kill into no one's bank. He is having a pretty spectacular Sniper game so far. 9.5 minutes in. Everything going to plan for the little ho-ho-ha-ha.
Reminds me of something AUI said when they won his Naga. Like if you're playing Sniper and having a good game, you're definitely having fun, and no one on the other team is having fun. Like I do not imagine either Limp or Loader is enjoying this game very much. But VP, at least their team are probably feeling pretty good about this game. Like they're having fun, just running around, bloodlusting him. Ogres, Ogres are pretty fun hero to play when you can just run at the enemy mid lane and just zone them out. And VP are aggressively taking towers as a team as well now. So they're playing some very fast-paced Dota here and really putting Alliance on the back foot.
Top lane. VP. They've done it bottom, they've done it mid, they're going to look to do it top. Loader's actually going to come forward. He's got to be maybe a little bit careful. They do have a troll trap, and well, he's going to be troll trapped. Loader, he's chucking in the hook, but Ramses bounces forward with the Omni Slashes. Loader beat to pieces. Hands can chop down as well. Alliance, they just could not afford to get that close to the push of VP because they have got jump, they have got catch, and they have got the damage to find kills just like that at no cost whatsoever.
Yeah, Loader trying to go in to just slow down the push using the Astral, but definitely you can kind of see his unfamiliarity with this hero, something he probably has almost hardly ever played in his life, at least competitively, and suddenly finds himself on it and trying to defend the tower. Like normally he's used to playing more a gyrocopter style, something a bit tankier. With the Astral and cooldown, you've got no defensive options as an OD, and he gets easily picked off by VP. We now find themselves very far ahead. Just 11 minutes in this game. Their lead is very sizable.
It's going to be interesting to see what no one goes for next when he's kind of dropped away at this sort of a pace. I think they will realize it is indeed an illusion there.
Looks like he's going to go straight into the Hurricane Pike. He's picked up a Staff of Wizardry, so
okay.
Wanting to be able to push the PA off of him. Like you have the Dragon Lance that gives you that super range, but PA, the idea is you can disable that by you throw a Stifling Dagger, you Blink Strike on top, and suddenly Sniper's got a hero right on top of him in trouble. Also, if you get Pudge hooked, you can try and Hurricane Pike yourself away from that Pudge, away from the rot. So it's a very good item to just straight up rush if you want to on a Sniper.
A little getting a bit of space now as well on the Enchantress up top, allowing him to pretty much keep nearly on par with the farm of the bat. And in the game, Yasha, nearly completed by Ramses. 100 more and he'll have the Blade of Alacrity.
He's a smoked up Bat Rider going into this Radiant jungle, but kind of smoked it himself, but doesn't matter. He's going to find Hanskin. Hanskin just wants his level 6, but D9.
Just more and more murder.
Good. A little bit greedy from no one, but hey, why not?
This is looking hard for Alliance. I mean, game one, it got to a point where VP were very much in control, and this game panning out to be one of those as well. And it could be a game that's just a lot swifter as well, because VP, one of the things they lacked in game one was the push, and they've certainly got it this time round. So if they do manage to get ahead like they did in game one, which at the moment it looks to be that way, this game could start to spiral out of control very quickly for Alliance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Alliance have their work cut out for them to put together a good team fight around their ultimates, really. The Chrono, the Static Storm, like have to almost fight their way back in. They don't have great farming heroes as far as... They have heroes that can use farm well in the PNOD, but they're not flash farmers. They're not going to be able to keep up like with a jungle farming Batrider, a sniper farming Ancients, Jug who can farm, I mean, decently fast as well, but it's the fact that you're behind. You don't want to be playing farm mode unless you've got like an anti-mage type hero or a Morphling who can really win the farm battle and bring you back online. That's not at all what Alliance have.
VP, again, just going for these objectives. You're down towards the bottom lane. Eyes on their tier 2s now. Now Alliance, just looking for some sort of a trade. They don't want to tackle VP head on at this stage. They've got 3 heroes up top. They themselves will try for a bit of a push onto a tier 2. We'll see if we get away with the trade. Already down bottom, Rams is cutting away, and VP will begin the push. It looks like up top, Alliance, it's going to take a little longer to take this one down.
Trying to find a trade. I wonder if they're going to force high ground here.
Yep.
Not solely thinking, hey, let's take a rack. This is as much as forcing Alliance back to defend. You know you're strong in a team fight. You also don't want Alliance farming your side of the map, pushing top, taking your jungle. So by just chipping away at this tier 3 tower, Alliance get pulled back to defend. Pudge is looking for a hook though, so VP do have to do this in a very cautious manner.
There we have it.
They've got vision of Hanskin
already, just spamming out the shots here from Sniper. No, that's it, he says. Just as a shot in, he's happy with forcing Alliance back. Go towards the mid lane. There'll be a TP towards top coming from the back. It's actually going to be cancelled as they realise that it's hard to catch out Jonas and Fan. Yep. At this stage, as he already backs up, and of course with the drums build, back yet to have his blink dagger. Alliance will look to make a play.
They need to, and VP just aren't quite ready to really go all out with the push or the forcing a fight. They only have 1 point in healing ward. They don't have the bat blink. This is really, if you're Alliance, yeah, you're behind, but make a smoke play now because VP's only getting scarier when they finish a couple more items. Ramses could be caught here.
That's a big kill as well if they can find it. With Blade Fury and level 2 Omni Slash, it is hard to track him.
And don't quite have all the info as to where he is on the map, and the scan does find a couple heroes really. They don't know how many are there. They see it pop again, and it looks like they use it as more of a cautionary tool rather than an aggressive tool.
Yeah, they see it flag up red and they get themselves the hell out of there. They don't want to mess with any members of VP if they know that there's backup behind them. Especially on VP's side of the map.
Bat not finding all too much farm though, so his blink still kind of slowed down. He hasn't had jungle stacks. He hasn't really had anywhere to farm, just with the 2 main carries taking most of the map, and Chantra's taking the jungle, so he's gonna set up camp for now in the Radiant jungle, but this is something he could have maybe done a little bit sooner. He's also died a few times as well, which has slowed him down.
Hanskin just wrestling with the edge creeps.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta farm this and get out because who knows how long this is gonna be safe for. Perhaps suspecting that this Rosh is going on, VP pretty much have the free Rosh anytime they wanted it. They could have gone for this earlier rather than trying to chip away at the high ground, but they probably decided, hey, we don't need this yet. Let's wait till it's an efficient Rosh to go for. They've got a few more items now. They've got a DD rune, more importantly, and they'll get Rosh with ease.
Alliance in no shape or form to contest VP at this stage. And VP, I mean, we'll see if they do go again for just another push down lane, try and take a tier 2.
There's Deso and Limp, so there we go. Some damage output, some firepower coming. This is another just useful item when you're defending your high ground. Just keep spamming, throwing out those daggers whenever possible. Hope for the best, hope for a few crits, and it won't be annoying to deal with the VP. But Sniper not an easy hero to get those daggers on because of how far back he'll generally be.
Yeah, especially with the range. I guess it doesn't matter now because the daggers have been scaled right up, but especially earlier, as we saw in the lane, just Limp unable to get any sort of harassment down because of the nerfed range on the daggers.
And when that high ground push comes, if you're throwing daggers at Sniper, it means you're probably in range to get Link lassoed, so it's very dangerous play to make.
Up top VP. We look to fight this again. Alliance for quite a while have been trying to work down this tier 2, but kind of during this momentum of it, they've lost 2 tier 2s themselves. They just can't push anywhere near the rate of VP at this stage. And now with the bat turn on Blink, Ramses to pick up the Manta style as well on Jug. More things coming into place for VP, and still Alliance, yes, they may have found the Deso on Limp, but they need a fair few more items if they want to be able to have the chance of taking a 5v5 against VP.
Yeah. And VP is just continuing to maintain their farm. There's a Mithril Hammer on the career for the Sniper. I'm wondering if that's a potential Desolator even, if he wants to go for the pushing item.
He's got Maelstrom actually.
Yeah, he just got the gloves, so it will be a Maelstrom.
Okay.
Looking just for some faster farming tools. And it's good damage regardless, because of the procs.
And in terms of BKB, he's not going to be coming out for a while on any of the cores of Alliance.
I don't think he needs a BKB on the Sniper either.
No, he doesn't need one himself, yeah.
It seems like a fine item to buy. It's a very cost-effective farming tool, and you're kind of seeing this game develop where VP could theoretically go for the high ground play, but the safer option just seems to be play the farm game.
Yeah, and especially the pushes as well. They just don't really have any wave clear on VP, you know what I mean? It's no kind of AoE to burst out the wave, so having the Maelstrom just allows these pushes in terms of clearing out the creeps to happen a lot quicker.
Yep. Well, here we go. They've decided we've got enough items now. We're ready to go for that fight and push. They're going to force the last tier 2 tower, which will go undefended. If you're Alliance, you're saying, let's put together whatever scraps of farm we can, trade elsewhere on the map, and this will deter VP from going high ground as Ramsey TP's back to the tier 1. And VP look at this like, well, we could go high ground, but we're probably unlikely to succeed. We may as well go back, wait a bit later, and use the last minutes of our ages to push it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing really from VP's play. You know, they're getting towers, they're ensuring that they don't lose any, and Alliance just can't find that tower gold that may help them, you know, kind of bump themselves back up and catch back up to VP's presence in the moment. But of course,
mid lane is a game called Solo.
Kill is a kill. If Alliance could take it, just drop the sanities for it. Just securing the kill. So not always something you want to be dropping for a solo support kill, but Alliance realizing that at this point they just need to take whatever they can get to help themselves get back into this one.
Bit rough. It's the Ogre, the lowest net worth here on the Dire side. They got such a small. It was a 500 gold swing when you're down a full 10k this early on. That's like a very small gold swing for a kill. The least important target you could possibly find, but hey, you take what you can get. And right now, it's not a whole lot for Alliance. They're living off food scraps.
A shame as well in terms of Pudge games. Always nice to see a Pudge do well. Hansken, of course, had the game the other day where Alliance, I believe it was one when Alliance I kind of stomped the opponents. I can't remember who it was. But this time around, Hansken unable to do much.
It was against Na'Vi, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, you're right. It was the game they stopped Na'Vi. Yeah, game 1. That was it. Mid lane VP, ready to go. They will lose the tier 2 up top this time, so Alliance will be able to find an objective.
He's sitting behind the Wild Wing, knowing that he can't get hooked.
In fact, just forces himself in. Goes for a shot onto Hansken, forcing him to back up. EGM getting a glimpse back onto no one, but no one.
He needs help.
He's got an Aegis, he's got a Hurricane Pike. And he's got the backup. Hansken trying for the hook, but there's the Hurricane Pike to dodge any chance of a catch from the Pudge. Ramsey's meanwhile just knocking on the doors down bottom. That's Mantis style ampling complete. Look at a nice bash. Dagger to fly through as well. And he's going to drop the chrono for this one. Going to kill this man. It doesn't look like he, because the back comes in and responds on the back. Ramsey will be hooked up, but he plays here. He blinks out. Ramsey's styling over Alliance as he escaped. They've lost Disrupt on Alliance and VP. And they just find another. There we have it. Another kill.
But hey, they got the assassinate.
Yeah, no one don't miss. This man's aim is absolutely on point. Alliance hitting the decks, 2 of them will buy back. We'll see if they can get Ramsey, but Ramsey, he just turns and fights back. No one on a monster kill streak with a double kill. Limp almost certainly going to go down as well here as he tries to retreat back into the base. Ooh, there's the jump ball from Pasha. Boom, here we go. Triple kill for no one. This Scriber just wrecking some scrubs at the moment. No one. Start. GG, well played. It's cool. 9-0-4. You just got peaked. You just got peaked. 22 minutes in. GG's cool. And yeah, I can't imagine. I'm probably feeling nothing left. A little bit tilted after being ho